Hi, I'm Michael Hicks. This is the second in 2 videos to help you understand using OBS. I hope you have worked through the first video and didn't find anything too difficult to do, and that you have downloaded the suggested Rob's Toolbox and the PowerPoint templates. We're going to now incorporate some of those elements from Rob's Toolbox into OBS. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a lower third. So I'm going to click on Add, Lower Third. I'm going to click OK. I don't like where that's at. I'm going to drag that up. Now I could add the camera and audio input again, stuff like that, but we've already built that. Here's the built-in camera, and if my camera had bad color, I added some color correction, maybe I had to do some cropping. I don't want to have to redo those settings every time I set something up. So for this lower third, I'm just going to click Add. I'm going to add a scene, and built-in camera is already built. And I'm going to add that. Now what I need to do is I need to add an image. And let's just call that bar. Now I need to go get that image file. I have that saved here in the production toolbox. There it is, supers. Let's click Open. Let's click OK. Now OBS has a little bit of a bug in the current version that I'm working with. Sometimes your sources don't show up until you toggle out and toggle back in. So now that I've added that, I'm just going to toggle to the camera. I'm going to toggle to lower third. You can see bar. I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to hit Fit. There we can see the bar. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to add my name. So I'm going to just click Add. I'm going to add text and I'm going to change that to name. Click OK. Type the text in this box. Okay. You can see already that's way too big, and this is not the recommended font. We're going to change that, so we're going to hit there, and we're going to change that to Arial. For the name, I'm going to want it to be bold. The font size was just way too big. Let's try 72. Hit OK. Okay. I'm going to hit OK. Now I got to toggle. Change the name. Drag that down. Drop that about right there. How's that look? Okay, there's my name, but then let's also add in the job title. So I'm just going to click Add. I'm going to pick text again. And this one we'll just call Job Title. Click OK. Let's type in there what we want. Let's select the font. Once again, just to guarantee that it's on all the machines out there, go ahead and use Arial. This one I think I'm going to leave as regular, and let's try the size 36. Let's hit OK. Let's hit OK. Highlight that. Drag that around down there. That's okay. I think it could be a little bit larger. Select font. You don't have to pick these pre-selected sizes. You can pick something in between. Let's just up that to 38. Well, not 368, 38. There we go. Hit OK. Now, I'd also like to change the font color. Notice here they have two colors. Let's just change one of those. I happen to know that the color that is MU Gold is 241, 184, and 45 in the blue. I'm going to hit OK. You can see here in the preview, and I'll also show you here in the big window, the font is two-tone now. And that's a nice feature, but I also kind of get tired of it because sometimes I just want the font to be one color. In this case, I want it to be the same color on both ends. So I'm just going to change this one to 241, 184, and make the blue 45. Click OK. Now see it's the same color. OK, click OK. So now we have a title bar. Let's just look at that. Start off with black. And if we were starting, we could be in the waiting room. Music's playing. There's no audio. The next thing I want to do is I want to come on and introduce myself. So I have the lower third. Next in line, I just click that. Then I could introduce myself. And then after that's hung there for a minute or two, we probably want to get rid of it. So then just click the built-in camera. So we're doing really well. Now we want to click on the PowerPoint. Remember, we've already added the microphone there. Next, let's add in the over-the-shoulder box in OBS. So the same thing, we start here with a new scene, as they call them. Let's make that over the shoulder. Okay. Now click Add. We're going to add a scene. We're going to add our built-in camera scene. Because if you added filters, anything to that, that brings the audio with it, everything right there that's added into that scene. So we're just going to add that. Okay. Next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add the PowerPoint scene, because we've already cropped the PowerPoint, and so we just want to use it now. Okay. Now you can see these red lines here. I'm just going to grab that corner and I'm going to push that down till it's a nice size. I don't want it too big. I'm going to drop it about right there. Now I like that, but I'd like to have some type of separation, something to help it stand out more from the background. So I'm going to click Add. I'm going to add a color source. And let's just make this gold. Click OK. Now here I know the numbers we need to put in for the Mizzou Gold is 241, 184, and 45. Click OK. Now you can see that this over here tells me the source is bigger than my window, and so I need to make that fit. So I'm going to hit F. And then I'm going to squeeze it down some. Now you can see it's covering up my PowerPoint. So I'm just going to go right here to sources. I call those elements. I'm going to move that down so now it's behind there. And say we wanted a nice border, we could then center that up and it could be a gold box all the way around. That's nice, but I kind of like to have a little bit of a gold offset. So I would do something like that. Now that's pretty cool. I like that. Another option, anytime you put an element in, you don't have to delete it to get rid of it. You can just hit this I and take it off. Another one, let's just say we want to add another color source. I don't want to use my black source because I'm going to put a filter on this, so I'm going to make a second black source. So I'm just going to go hit OK. I'm going to pull the color all the way down, hit OK, hit OK. I'm going to make that fit. I'm going to squeeze that down. Put it about right there. Okay. I need to put it below the PowerPoint. Now that stands out a lot. I'm going to just right click on here. I'm going to go filter. I'm going to add a filter. And I'm going to put the color correction on. Might as well just hit OK. We don't have to rename that. I'm going to slide this right around into 50. Close. Now you can see it's a nice drop shadow. Okay. So now if I was going to do a presentation, I'd start with the waiting room and the waiting room music that I got playing. Then I would come on, I would introduce myself. When I was done introducing myself, I'd get rid of the lower third. And then if I wanted to show the PowerPoint, but I've been talking about slides a lot, then something with a lot of big words on it and stuff, you could have over the shoulder. You can go back to the full frame of the PowerPoint. You can go back to the over the shoulder, and then you can just like get rid of it and just have the built-in camera. Now you will notice on this over the shoulder, the audio is staying there because it's already built into the PowerPoint and the built-in camera. Luckily, OBS knows what to do and it's not doubling the audio up. Next, I'm going to show you how to load up a pre-existing video into OBS and have it queued and ready to play. Okay, so same thing. We're going to start here. And we're going to name this one Opening Video. Click OK. We're going to add a media source, and I'm just going to call this .4H video. Click OK. It's a local file. I'm just going to browse, and I have that on my desktop inside my presentation. There's the 4H Live Open that you guys have been using out there. I'm just going to click Open. And I don't want it to loop. I want it to start playback whenever it becomes active. I'm going to click OK. There it is. It's a little too big. So I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to hit Control F. Okay, let's test it. Before we test this, let's reorder this a little bit. I don't want the opening video at the bottom. I'm going to move that up. The over the shoulder, I'm going to move up. So I like the PowerPoint being on the very bottom. Okay, so then This could be the waiting room with the music. Then we can start the video, and that's the start of the live stream. If the audio is too loud, you could adjust that down a little bit. And then when that plays is done, we can just fade out and fade to this. Now looking at this, I might think that that name looks just a little too high to me. So I can easily fix that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all three things here. So now that I have all three of them, I can move it around and move it down just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to click to unhighlight those. And there's just the built-in camera. And then there's my over-the-shoulder box. Make sure you don't slide underneath the box, stay over to the corner you're supposed to stay. And then I can go full frame PowerPoint if I need to. And I can advance my slides, or I can go back. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through connecting this up to Facebook Live. So first thing you got to do is you got to log into Facebook. Live's not an option here. You got to use those little arrows there. Choose Facebook Live. Change this option to use stream key. Copy your stream key. Now let's toggle back over to OBS and say this is the first time that we set this up. Let's pick Tools. Let's pick the Auto Config. I'm going to choose Optimize for Streaming. I want to use the current canvas. Might as well change that down to 30. I want to optimize for Facebook Live. Delete out the old stream key, paste in the new one. Next. Click yes. Let it run the test. It'll take a minute. And I just click Apply Settings. Okay, now that it's auto-configured, let's look at the settings. There's one setting that I want to change, and that is here in Output. Now it's changed to this same as stream for my local recording. What I want to do is I'm just going to change that to medium. I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to start the stream. Let's go back over to the Facebook page. There's our stream preview. Now, if we wanted to go live, we'd go ahead and just click this Go Live button right there. I probably want to start the stream half an hour to 15 minutes before I want to start the actual content so people can find it, get settled in. Then a few moments before I'd start the content, I'd start my local recording. Then when time comes up, I have my opening video queued. I can just start playing it. Hey, that setup's pretty cool. Now I don't have to rely on just only having one camera connected to Facebook or to my streaming service. Now I can mix in PowerPoint slides. I no longer have to write things down on pieces of paper and hold them up and show them to the camera. I can add in other videos. I can add in things I pre-record as videos to show on my stream as I talk about it live. So far, everything we've done you can do with just the laptop itself. But I know some of you might want to take it a little bit more advanced. You might have a little bit more need. And many times it'd be nice to have a second camera if you're doing a cooking demonstration, if you're doing something you need to show close-ups of. Now, if you have a USB camera, you can connect it into the laptop and have multiple extra cameras. But there's also some nice software out there that you can load onto your phone. And it comes in both iPhones and Android phones that you can find. I don't have any recommendations to which one I would use, but I'll show you how to set it up in OBS, okay? So what we do is we just go here, and as always, we just add a new scene, and let's just call that phone camera. Just click OK. I'm going to move that up to get it closer to the built-in camera. I'm going to click on phone camera. I'm going to add an element, and I am just going to add the video capture device. And in this case, I'm just going to name that iPhone. Okay. Devices. Now I had to install some software on the phone to make this work, but just to show you how to do that, I'm going to pick it. There's the camera on my phone. Now, what is happening here is I'm running the free version, so it's cropping this to be old format. But if you need it to use it regularly, I think this is only about 10-15 bucks. You could just buy the full version app and you won't have these cropping issues. Or if you're wanting to keep it inexpensive, you could also just keep the free version. Click OK. Let me toggle back to the regular camera, toggle there. Okay, so now I have that. I could just take these red bars and I could drag that out. I could drag that up. Here I kind of got to play with it a little bit to get it. Stretch it a little bit more. So there. Now I can go to my built-in camera. I can go to the phone. Now I need to add the audio. I'm going to just add audio input. I'm going to add my built-in microphone. Hit OK. So there we go. If I needed a close-up of something while I'm giving a presentation, then all I got to do is go to the phone, and that's providing me the video. Just to show you that it's working, I'll just put my hand down in there. Just remember, if you can see it on your computer screen, you'll be able to capture it in OBS and use it in one of your live streams. You can also use it in a recording that you record to your desktop. I hope you enjoyed these two tutorials and that they got you started. And I look forward to seeing the stuff you guys produce out there. Thanks.